Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Let me let everyone in. Pavel, how you doing? Mo, Jordan, Niels. Niels, welcome, man. This is your first training. We're super excited to have you inside here.
Glad to be here. Really excited.
Amazing. Amazing. You came at a good time because I'm very excited about this training. I would say what 70-80% of what we do is focused on the DM process, right? But also the secondary, tertiary things around the DM process are incredibly important. And the cool thing is, with what we're going to go over today in this sales system masterclass here, you set this stuff up once, it's pretty good to go. It's pretty good to go. There's not a lot of maintenance or manual work you'll need to be doing. So it's very high leverage, right? The DM process, obviously, I'm DMing every single prospect anew, incredibly high leverage as well. But with this, you set it, you forget it, and it helps you close at a significantly higher rate. So as people come in, I'll let them in. Right now, we have Niels, Mo, Jordan, Pavel. I'm in here. Let's get started. Let me got something really, really cool planned for you guys. So let me share my screen. How these go typically, right? We go through the presentation here. 45, 50, 55 minutes. We have a Q&A on the back end. If you guys have any kind of question in the meantime, feel free to drop that. Where's my thing? Feel free to drop that in the chat. And we will go over it once we are finished here. We're just letting Adam in here as well. Fantastic. I just realized you could do like a presentation. I did not know that beforehand. Well, you can do something where this disappears as well. Full screen. Where is this? Okay, we can just do this. Cool.
Oh, very nice. Sales. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited. This is going to be an applicable one for you, Adam. Fantastic. Fantastic. So you book a call. What comes next? What comes next is incredibly important. And the cool thing is you just set this up once, you forget about it, you're good to go. Okay. For the most part, there's one thing in here that, you set the SOP up, you set the system up, but you need to do it. But most of this is automated. Okay. The first thing you want to do here is get your Calendly right. There's two things. And I mean, you could be using another calendar type of software as well, but there's two things you want to look at. Okay. Your questionnaire and your availability.
We're not hearing anything.
There's no idea. When did I lose you guys? When we went here?
Yeah, just like you said, questionnaire, and we didn't.
Okay. Thank you guys for the heads up. Thank you, Pavel. So yeah, Calendly, very important. You can use another software. You can use Calendly. I use Calendly. Two things you want to get right here, your questionnaire and availability. Okay. You go here, you want your value prop here, right? Let's see if I can get you 5 to 10 plus high ticket clients in 90 days with my proven 3-pillar LinkedIn system. Another thing we'll go through a little bit later in the sales call framework is this a little crooked?
Again, not hearing anything.
That's interesting. It just keeps muting. You want to present what you guys do, and I'm going to keep an eye on my mic here, as a 3-pillar system. You want to sell in threes. It makes it incredibly easy to digest. And Pavel, this is something that you can look at as well. This is something that all you guys can look at, but I know Pavel and I have been going back and forth on his offer. 3 pillars, just make it super, super, super easy for someone to understand what you do. With my pillars, obviously you guys were on a sales call with me. Profile, content, DMs. That's it. Okay. You can get super specific in terms of what each pillar looks like, but the overarching strategy, if you make that into 3 pillars, it's just going to be a lot more digestible. Okay. So really, really great tip there. What's the value prop? How long is it going to take? Using what? And then book a call. Right? Keep it simple. Keep it straightforward. You don't need to add social proof in here. You don't make sure you're not supplicating. I would love to, get you on a call. Be grounded, and just lay it all out here. Get into your questionnaire. First name, like I said, last name. Get their email. Get their phone number. This is incredibly important. You want to get their phone number. So 2 things happen. 1, you can send them automated SMS follow-ups. You can do this through Calendly. And 2, you'll actually have their phone number in the Google Calendar link of the event and also in your CRM so you can text them and call them. Okay, we'll go over that a little bit later, foreshadowing what we're going to get into here a little bit later. Everyone's going to be different from here on out. This is going to be the same. First name, last name, email, phone number. Make it all required. Okay. This is what I do. What kind of business do you? Think of who's coming to you. Think of who you're reaching out to. How can you qualify them here? All right. If someone says other, oh, I own a SaaS business, I'm going to be a little bit more like, okay, can I actually help this person, right? I can help SaaS companies, but you have to have a larger deal size. A lot of SaaS companies don't. So if someone says SaaS business and they put their phone number in here and they book a call, I'm going to text them and qualify them through text, just so we don't end up wasting our time. All right. And let me mute, if you guys can mute yourselves real quick, there's some background noise. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Still some background noise there. I'll just mute you. I think that was Sarah. So you want to qualify them here. Okay. They fill out all their info. You look at what's up, Adam? You have a question?
I don't know if you agree or not. I feel like asking for the phone number could be like it could repel some people that are like, well, I don't want him to call me, so I'm not gonna book a call with him. Or yeah, what do you think?
Interesting. I haven't seen that. To be fair, I haven't tested that. I haven't had any feedback on that. I've booked hundreds of calls in the past few months, but it may be something to test, Adam, right? If you can test the kind like conversion you get, or if you get any feedback, hey, I don't want to put my phone number, but I really intuitively, I really don't believe that's going to repel more than maybe 1 or 2% of prospects max, right? And it's like, okay, if they don't want to give you their phone number, do you even want to work with them at that point? They're super protective about their information or whatever. Maybe that foreshadows something to you. But I like you bringing that up. And that's maybe something you want to test, right? I do recommend adding the phone number in there just because it's so valuable to have that personal connection and to have these SMS follow-ups. We'll get into that here in a little bit later into why, other than the SMS, the automated follow-ups, why we ask for this. I wouldn't worry about it too much, Adam, but if you want, you can test it out for sure. What's up, Mo?
Hey, so I just wanted to add really quickly. I have some experience in sales and stuff like that, just in my background, and I'll say that the increase in show rates by including the cell phone number is more valuable than the friction that it adds to the sales process. So by having that in there and by being able to send reminders, that's going to save you more money than not including the phone number, just kind of out of personal experience.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. But still, if you want to test this, feel free to test. What you want to do here is qualify. So you want to see, okay, this person fills out this questionnaire. You look at the questionnaire. Can you properly judge if it makes sense to jump on a call with this person or not? Okay, going to my calendar, a lot of people book inbound with me. A lot of people book outbound, right? We do both. So let's go to a recent prospect here. Last week was crazy. That was a podcast. This guy right here. All right, I'm looking at this guy's questionnaire and I'm judging, hey, does it make sense to book a call? Okay. Cool. So he owns event production. Interesting. Okay, are you looking for done for you or done with you? Let's chat. Okay, that's interesting. He linked his LinkedIn profile properly. That's a good sign. I can now click on his LinkedIn profile and like qualify him a little bit more. You don't want to spend 20, 30 minutes trying to qualify someone, but you have this questionnaire to where it makes it very, very easy for you to do surface level and have a good level of certainty, not complete certainty, right? In terms of jumping on a call or not. Cool. He makes 20, 50K a month. That's good. Government, high-end corporate. Okay, that can make sense. And then he just said, let's chat in terms of how much capital he has. Let's chat in terms of if he has the 90 days. This person I did a call with. This person I would do a call with. This 20 to 50K a month. And he has a solid LinkedIn profile. That's what made me actually jump on a call with him. But a lot of other people that fill this out and they're like, oh, I do 0 to 5K a month. Oh, I have this a SaaS product that I just started, or I'm in Nigeria, or I'm in India, right? I have a +91 Indian area code. A lot of those people I just disqualify right out the gate because I have all this experience and it's like, I know it's not going to work out. Okay. So that's what all these questions are doing. What kind of business do you own? Are you looking for done for you or done with you? That helps me gain clarity going into the call because I have two offers, right? Done for you, the agency side, done with you, the coaching side. Even if they put, hey, done for you, and they booked this is for the coaching, that's fine. We could have that conversation. Maybe they'll become an agency client. Okay. I have them link their LinkedIn profile. This is something that I would highly recommend just so you can study them a little bit more. If you look at this and you're a little bit unsure of if it's a good fit or not, you have their LinkedIn profile, open it up and click it, and that'll help you gain even more clarity. Okay. Really important, monthly revenue. You could have it monthly revenue. You could have it yearly revenue. I put this is kept confidential between us because some people might be hesitant to include how much they make. So I'm like, hey, this is between us. Like, I'm not going to share this info with everyone or with anyone. And I haven't had any kind of pushback on this. Okay. So I really, really recommend to qualify financially because that is the biggest objection you're going to get is financial. Okay. So if someone's doing 0 to 5K a month, probably not going to jump on a call with them unless everything here looks really good. Right. But it'd take a lot to overturn this to me. And some of you guys have different offers. Some of you guys might have different categories here. Maybe you say 0 to 20K a month and then 20 to 100K a month and then 100 to 500, 500 plus. Depends on who you're going after here. Most people that I bring into LinkedIn League are making anywhere from 5K on the low end to 75, 100K a month. So that's why I have all these filters that separate it out in terms of like my range. What niche are you in? Who's your target market? Really important. If your niche is not on LinkedIn, I cannot help you. So that's a big qualification. If someone says, hey, I'm going after truckers, I'm going to disqualify them right out the gate. All right. And then this is really important, just to get them in the right frame of mind. Like, how much are you looking to invest in your business, right? How much capital do you have? And you want to phrase this as invest. In general, when you're in the sales process, price and cost are negative words. Invest is a positive word. So whenever on your sales call and someone's like, oh, what's the price? Right? You can be like, you can reframe it. Well, oh, actually the investment is 10K, 5K, 3K a month, whatever. Right? Reframe that whenever someone says price or cost from a negative into a positive, and I frame it properly here. Okay, and this is incredibly important. If someone says, hey, other, this guy recently, this is what he put in there. $800 to $1,000. Right? So obviously I'm gonna cancel the call and I'm gonna email him, and I'll show you guys my unqualified email drip in a second. It's like, okay, it's not gonna make sense to jump on a call. Like, bare minimum, okay, I can work with this, right? Maybe I can get you up. Obviously, you guys know LinkedIn League is a $10,000 program. It's like, okay, we have something to work with here. This is better. This is better. This is great. But if you do something like this, if you do something like, I've had people put in this, and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? You know that I'm not like gonna work for free. So, or like, hey, rev share only. Give people the opportunity to tell on themselves. That's what I'm doing here. And it's really important because I don't want to waste 45 minutes on a call. It's going to be with someone who's not even open to invest over $1,000 in, LinkedIn client acquisition. Here's another one of my qualifications. Do you have the time to commit to this? Right? Yes or no? I definitely take a look at this. And then the last thing here, I promise I'll show up on time and focus. This is really important. Very, very rarely I get people showing up on my calls that are on a walk or that are driving or that are, without their camera. And it's all about the frame that you set. Hey, show up on time and focus, get them to promise you that and make all these required to actually answer. Okay, Adam, what's up? You have a question?
For those that go to the call and they have the camera off, do you say anything or no?
Yeah, of course.
What do you say?
I'm like, Niels, let me see that handsome face, man. You got your camera on?
You just
Something
joke about it?
like that. Something like that. Just you can make a joke or sometimes I just say, hey man, you have your camera on. Always say something because it's obviously, dude, you're on a sales call, you want to build trust. In a perfect world, you'd be doing these face to face where you could shake their hand and look them in the eye and stuff like that. But obviously, that's not what we're doing. So the second best thing, yes, if they don't have their camera on, always ask them to put their camera on. If you can, make it humorous and absolutely make sure you don't ask that with any kind of like tension.
Yeah, okay.
Make sense, Adam?
Yeah, I usually don't say anything, but I'll start. Yeah.
You should. I mean, it's going to increase your close rate if someone can see your face and, it's good for you to be able to read people. If you're looking at someone, sometimes I drop the price and I don't say anything after I drop the price and they take like 3, 4, 5 seconds before applying. And I'm like, Niels, I see you thinking over there, man. What are you thinking about? I'm such an open book. Are you clear on the process? Whatever. I know you guys have heard those terms when you're talking to me on a call. You can read their facial expression. You just can't do that, obviously, if their camera's off. And they can read your facial expression. It's more human. It's more, connection's really important, Adam. Yeah, so I would really, really try to do that and make it funny. Let me see that handsome face, man. You got your camera on? Easy. Cool. And if they don't, okay, I'm not going to pressure them to put their camera on most of the time. Or if they're like, oh, I don't know, I'm sick or whatever. And I'm like, it's fine. It's fine, dude. No worries. I'm not going to judge you. Like, you're good. I've been sick on sales calls too. Or I've been sick on calls too, whatever the case may be. I don't care how you look. Something like that. If they have some kind of like objection, dude, it's fine. It's fine, dude. Yeah, we've all been there. No worries. I'm not going to judge you like that. But if they really push, it's like, okay, I'm not going to like force it on them. But usually like 90% of the time I get them to turn their camera on. Cool. Questionnaire is really important to get right, guys. All right. Next thing is availability. We spoke about this on the last training a little bit, the voice message training on Tuesday. You don't want to make yourself, for me, this week has been incredibly free, where I'm working on this launch of LinkedIn Client Lab on February 3rd. So I've just been like freed up a lot of time, but you can see most weeks for me are incredibly busy. Over the holidays, not as much. And I've like, a lot of these calls that I set up follow-ups. So this is probably my calendar should be like 20 to 40% more populated than it looks because we set follow-ups and I just drag and drop the call to a future date. Most weeks I'm incredibly busy. The last couple of weeks, no. But you want to have a balance here, okay? This is about the precipice that I would get to of looking like you're not very busy, right? I wouldn't look less busy than this, where it's like, what I would do here, have 30-minute blocks. Don't have 15-minute blocks. You could change the setting in Calendly. Hey, do you want to order, every 15 minutes they could book a call or every 30 minutes? Have it every 30 minutes because if it's every 15 minutes and they have like 40 different places throughout the day that they can book a call, it just looks like you're too available and you don't want to seem too available. But also you want to give the prospect a chance to book a call. So what I do, I let them book 5, maybe 6 days out max. Okay. And then have all these 30-minute blocks in here. And then I think from what, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. they can book. Order that around your day. Make yourself available, but not too available. And if you ever want me to review that, just shoot me your calendar on Slack and I can give you guys feedback. Okay. Cool. Great. Now that you got the calendar set up, it's time for the pre-call drip. All right. I'm going to show you guys my drip to see what this looks like. And I'm going to show you my Zap. Here's what the first email looks like. And this is sent right away. First of all, what I do, I make the font size bigger. Just a little bit easier to read, just a little bit more authoritative. So I use HTML. I go into Zapier. They book a call, right? This is for any kind of event booked on my calendar. So I filter it. I make sure the title is just the name of the event. Then I go down. I format the date and time so I can add that to the email. I have a Slack message that's sent to my Slack. Hey, this person just booked a call. Here's their name, here's their email, here's how much money they're willing to invest, here's their niche, stuff like that. I do a 10-minute delay. Obviously, I add them in Active Campaign. You guys don't have to do that. But basically what I wanted to show you guys is this. So here's my pre-call drip. You go in here, you set this up, put their email in here. From you, Ty at LinkedIn League, formatted really, really well here. That's like a theme throughout everything I do. It's just formatted really well. Action needed, your LinkedIn League call. Feel free to take any kind of inspiration from this. Okay, that's the subject line. Action needed. It makes it, you can even do this. Urgent, in all caps. Okay, something that gets their attention. It's like, hey, you need to do something here. This is not just an email that you get and you ignore. All right. I'm going to show you guys how this looks actually. Cool. So here's what the email looks like. Hey, first name, it's Ty, founder of LinkedIn League. Introduce yourself. Thanks for booking a time to call with us. Your call is set for this date. I could not get Zapier to give me the time in a well-formatted way. I'm not like a Zapier genius. I know my way around a little bit. I couldn't do that. So I did the next best thing, just put the date in there. They have the time in their calendar and, we text them and SMS updates and stuff like that. So it's fine. Add the Zoom link and then I have them actually respond to the email. Okay. And I give them a reason. Make it in bold. Also, due to high demand and bots, reply yes to this email to let us know you'll 100% make your booking time. You sense a theme here of getting people to commit to get on this call. Right? If you get people to commit to get on this call in the calendar link, hey, you're going to show up on time and focused. I promise. People don't like to break their own promise. Right? I promise. Yes. It's very psychological. Come in here. Boom. Reply yes to this email. Yes, I will make my booking time. I make it easy for them to literally just reply yes. And you can go in here and a lot of people reply yes. Right? Just reply yes. Niels, yes. A few days ago. Yes, maybe half the people reply here, but it does something psychological to where it increases your show rate and make sure that they're on time. All right. Very important to have that in here. What I do after that, 4-hour delay. And then I filter it, make sure that, hey, it's only people who, again, booked a sales call with me. And then I send them a piece of social proof. Okay, here's what that looks like. Let me see if I can get you guys an example here. There we go. So I sent them a piece of social proof here. What is it? I'm an agency client. Okay, anyways. I need to update this. So it should say LinkedIn lead client. It's incorrect here. So LinkedIn lead client, Terrence collected. Okay, this is completely wrong. Okay, you write that down. So this is incorrect, actually. The number's in here. But here's what this would look like, right? If it was correct, and it was correct, something here changed. 54.7K in 60 days. LinkedIn League mentee Terrence collected 54.7K in cash from sales calls he booked on LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. Here's the actual picture of me going back and forth with Terrence, talking about the specific result. Okay, him replying. Here's how we helped him do it. And what I do is I hyperlink the case study. Okay, so the more you can absolutely bombard your clients or your prospects with social proof before the call, the better. You don't want to be annoying, but you know, you want to toe that line, but sending them 2-3 emails before the call is perfectly fine as long as you space them out. Okay, so they do this. Here's the case study that's linked right here. LinkedIn is a revenue driving machine. If done properly, talk to you on the date about turning your LinkedIn into one. And then they click this, and there's the actual case study with a bunch of different client results in here they can go into in a toggle. Adam, you're right there. They click this, boom. Before we get into it, book a call with me here. This is a lead magnet that I front face as well, that I like distribute on social media too. And then there's the actual step-by-step process on how we did this. And I organized it incredibly well. I made it super easy to read, step by step by step, formatted it, gave them more examples. Here, watch this profile training, watch my LinkedIn content training, showed them that I'm an authority, gave them value here. And this is a case study disguised as a lead magnet. And I really, really recommend doing that. If you guys have an amazing result, craft a lead magnet around that actual result and go into the step-by-step process on how you got the result. Distribute it in the DMs, distribute it in your pre-call drip, and then you can also distribute it on social media as well. And also after a client books a call, hey, you know, I'm going to think about it, whatever, you know, da-da-da. Okay, cool. Send them this. All right. So there's a lot of different ways you can use something like this. Boom. I have a CTA here. My Calendly is embedded here for everyone that hasn't booked a call with me. And then there's all the results here that we have as well. Okay. That's email 1. Email 2, we delay until the next day, right? This is a 4-hour delay. This is about an 19-hour delay. So the next day from when they booked a call, an hour earlier, I send them another email, 50 to 80K a month in 30 days. All right. And here's what that looks like. Marcos Ruiz went from 50K to 80K a month in just a month by applying my 3-step LinkedIn, right? 3-step, 3-pillar LinkedIn client acquisition process. Here's the actual text of us going back and forth. Are you next? Right. So what I'm doing here is I'm building up both their curiosity. Okay. Number 1, I'm building up more of a connection. Number 2, and I'm also building up my social proof with them. Number 3, like, hey, I actually do this at a really high level and here's proof. Okay. So when they jump on a call with me, maybe, you know, you're reaching out on LinkedIn, people jump on a call with you. I don't really know what this guy's about. We went through DMs a little bit, whatever. He obviously knows what he's talking about in the DMs. Smart dude, competent dude, human. Okay, well, here are actual tangible client results that we got. All right, you want to separate those. You don't want to make them, another thing, you don't want to make them, oh, I'll send you this today. I'll send you this in 3 days, in 5 days. Because the thing is, what if someone books a call with you for the next day? Well, I want them to get all of these emails before they jump on a call. All right. And I'm sure there's a better way to do that in Zapier where, hey, you know, you have this event and then 4 days before the event, it sends them this. And then, or like, you know, 24 hours before the event, it sends them this. And then 2 hours before it sends them this. Like I said, I'm not a Zapier wizard. I'm sure there's a way to set that up. But how I've set it up is the next best thing to where, you know, everyone that books a call with me at least a day out, which is 95% of my bookings, they're going to get these emails. They're at the very least going to get this email to confirm and the first email with social proof. 95% get this one as well. Or this one. Cool. Does that make sense, guys? Any kind of questions about your pre-call drip? It's super cool because you set this up one time, you automate it, and now every single call that you booked, it's going to send these emails to them in succession. Cool. If we have no questions, I'm going to move on. Fantastic. Here's the next thing you want to do. This has changed the game for me. So this, along with going through module 4 of LinkedIn Kingpin, I used to close at 12, 13%. Now I close at 30%. With this, with the great pre-call drip, with what we're going to go through here, and also going through module 4 of LinkedIn Kingpin, the guest training that we have totally changed the game for me. I had a lot of the intangibles. Okay, cool. You're charismatic, human, friendly, easy to connect with, able to ask hard questions, able to be stern, genuinely cares about his prospect, genuinely is like positive and shows love and stuff like that. But I didn't have a lot of the actual tangible frameworks, like step-by-step process to close clients consistently at a high rate. That's what a lot of this is going to be about. And that's what also module 4 is going to be about. And that's what this is about here. So every single day at the start of my day, one of my first things I do, I wake up in the morning, I look, okay, here are all the sales calls that I have. I go through every single event in terms of a sales call. I get their phone number from the event, right? Likening it back to the Calendly where you ask for their phone number. I get their phone number. I text them manually from my personal number. You guys have gotten this text from me. Okay. If you just started recently, Niels, you got this text. Pablo, you got this text. I don't know, maybe I just started doing this like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So maybe you guys didn't, but it's been game changing. Hey, Niels, it's Ty Frankel from LinkedIn League. Talk to you soon. Right. And then you can put the time in there if you want. Here are a couple examples. Hey, Josh, it's Ty Frankel from LinkedIn League. Talk to you soon, with that little emoji where it's like, okay, you're human, but you're also sophisticated. Okay. You can use the little clink emoji. You can use that little emoji. Using the bicep emoji for me is like too much enthusiasm. It's very sub-communicative. So something like this. Okay, we'll talk soon. It's fine. Don't use more than one emoji. Here's the time. And then see you there, my friend. Or I'll see you there. Or this is just a framework for you guys. This is what I say. But at the end of the day, you want to make this human. You want to make it friendly. Remind them of the time. And also make sure that they know it's not automated. That's why you send a series of a succession of messages rather than just, hey, Ty, or hey, John, it's Ty Frankel from LinkedIn League. Talk to you soon at this time. That's one message that can be automated. It's harder to automate multiple messages at a time. It bypasses people's automation radar. They know that it's you. That's the key. You can also send them the actual Zoom link as well, but you've sent them that through email. They have that in their calendar event. They have that in your SMS reminders and stuff like that. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It doesn't really have any tangible effect. But in general here, it's really, really, really key for you to be in touch through text. Here's another example. All right, here's a reason why it's important for you to be in touch through text. Prospect I just had. Hey, Hazel, it's Ty from LinkedIn League. Talk to you in a bit, 10 a.m. Eastern time. That emoji. She canceled the call. So now what am I going to do? Am I going to email her or am I going to text her? Texting is a lot more private. It's a lot more intimate. And there's a way higher chance that they're going to reply. All right, going back to why we got their phone number so we can follow up like this. All right. We have some questions here. I'm going to get to you guys after. Pablo, thank you. Really good question here, Pablo. Cool. Incredibly important to be in touch. Make it a habit. Every day, wake up. One of the first things you do, hear all my sales calls. I text my prospects. Okay. Also, you text your prospects. Cool. Higher show rate. You have this human connection now. It's more built up. Oh, you set up a follow-up call for a month and a half. Great. Let follow up for a month and a half every 2-3 weeks. Send them a case study. Send them some value. Hey, Josh, how's the business going? You have their personal number. They know that it's your personal number. Okay, just doing that as well. Another reason you get their phone number is so you can follow up manually with your prospects as well. All right, and you're going to combine that with automated follow-ups through email, which is what we'll show you here in a second. Fourth thing you want to do here. This is absolutely necessary and incredibly important. This is absolutely necessary and incredibly important. This is the most important thing. All right, 3 things you need to set up and do. This is important. Very important, but less so. But less so. These things are 10 out of 10 in importance. This is maybe a 7.5, 8 out of 10. All right. I book someone on a call. They don't close on a call. That happens a lot. 70% of people don't close on a call, right? If I'm closing at 30%. What happens? Well, you don't want to just let them go. If you can, I always try to set up a follow-up call for as soon as possible. And it depends on their situation. Sometimes, oh, I got to get funding, whatever, 2 weeks. Great, 2 weeks. Sometimes it's like, I'm just starting my business. I got to launch my offer. I got to do this and that. And I'm just really at the start. I had this situation a few days ago with this guy named Harvey. Great. Let's do a follow-up in March. Okay. In general, you try to make that as soon as possible, but obviously cater to a prospect situation. I'm not going to set up a follow-up with Harvey, who hasn't even done anything in terms of his business, for 2 days from now. Okay. But what you want to do here is combine post-call drips. And like I said, 7.5 to 8 out of 10 in importance. If we're just launching your LinkedIn, Niels, Pavel, don't get like, oh, I need to do this now. Like, no, you don't. It's fine. Do this in a few weeks once we book you some calls. Okay. It's important, but not for the MVP, for what we're trying to do here. To start off with, you set up 2 different pre-call drips or post-call drips. After you jumped on a call with them, you don't close them. This is what happens. You want to combine automated follow-ups with manual follow-ups through LinkedIn DM, text, and email manually, and then through email in an automated way. Okay. You go to my CRM here. You might see some of your guys' names. Give you a little bit of insight into what this looks like. Cool. So I have new lead. These are people who didn't book a call yet. Appointment set, everyone who booked a call. No show, obviously people who no showed. Official client, everyone here who is a client. Hot, everyone who I'm like, okay, I'm going to close this person in the next week or 2 weeks or month or 2 months. Like they've indicated interest to me that they want to work together, but the timing isn't right for some kind of reason. Follow up. So these hot prospects are hot follow-ups. These follow-up prospects are warm or cold follow-ups. Hey, it's not going to make sense right now. Maybe it'll make sense in the next couple months. I don't know. It could, it couldn't. They're not super, super hot. Great. They're in follow-up. Okay. 2 different bags here of people to follow up with. And then unqualified. You see, I get a lot of unqualified calls because a lot of these are inbound. And then not interested or lost are in here as well. Okay. 2 different bags of follow-ups here. And here's what you want to do. You want to set up a post-call drip for hot, a post-call drip for follow-up. And here's exactly what mine look like. When they're hot, you want to have a shorter time in between the emails because they're hot, obviously. When they're follow-up, so when they're hot, your goal is to close them. When they're in the follow-up column, your goal is to stay top of mind. All right, so it's 2 different goals, and there's 2 different ways you execute on that. Hot follow-up drips. 2 hours after we move a prospect to hot. And I do this manually, okay? Subject, something valuable for you. First name. Hey, first name, good talking. Excited to bring you into LinkedIn League soon. They're a hot prospect. In the meantime, check this out. I put together a breakdown of how we took a LinkedIn League student from dead profile to making 54,000 cash in 2 months. Boom. Thought you'd find it interesting. Okay, I'm not pushing them to get on another call. A lot of these guys I booked another call with. I'm not pushing them to let's work together, whatever. I'm just like, hey, this is something of value. Hope you find it interesting, or thought you'd find it interesting. And we recycle the same thing we use in the pre-call drip, because at the end of the day, they check the pre-call drip. Not a lot of people are going to click the link, and it's perfectly fine to recycle stuff, even if they already checked it out. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Recycle the same social proof on your LinkedIn profile, in your DMs, everywhere on your LinkedIn profile, in your content, in your pre-call drip, in your post-call drip. You can recycle the same pieces of social proof. That's why social proof is so valuable in your sales process. You just recycle it over and over. Boom. Email 2, this is sent 3 days after we send that. Subject, literal crack for book calls on LinkedIn. Hey, name, I did a video about the quickest way to book sales calls on LinkedIn via voice messages. Like literal crack, once you master it, you send 10 voice messages in 10 minutes and book 1 to 2 qualified calls. I have a YouTube channel, I linked in the video, teaching this exact process in LinkedIn League, and then making it very human, right? Hit me here, shoot me a text. Here's my number. You have it. I texted you before the call if you want to talk more about it. I'm not really trying to push them into a call. I'm just like, here's value. Here's social proof. Feel free to reply or feel free to text me if you want to talk more about it. Okay, so it's very soft and low key. Next email, 118 hours. So what is that? 5 days minus 2 hours. 5 days is 120 hours. So 5 days. I'm busy. It's a $4,000 deal in 60 seconds. Here, what I'm doing is I'm showcasing my knowledge, right? Hey, name, we just had a client sign a $4,000 deal off an I'm busy objection in the DMs. Excited for you to get a sneak peek behind how we think about DMs. Scroll down for the full convo and video breakdown. Then this is here because we link the picture. I don't actually put this link in here. If you go into here, you can see that the picture is not linked, it's attached. We find the picture, or no, we add it into here. So if you go and edit Zap, you can go to yeah, so it actually has the picture inside of the email. Let me see if I can show you this. Here we go. It literally shows the conversation here, and then it breaks down the full conversation and exactly why we said what we said on a sub-communicative basis. I also posted this in my Facebook group, recycling the same content. Okay. Very low chance someone saw this before, and that's going to see this. Very low chance they actually read through it. And even if they did, who cares? Doesn't matter. Showcasing our knowledge here, like how deep we think about the DMs. Hey, $4,000 deal off an I'm busy objection. That's impressive, right? And next, I'm not going to keep going. I mean, I'll show you guys this. So this is sent 30 minutes after the previous email, right? By the way, and it looks manual. You're in my Facebook group, right? Incredible stuff inside. Highly recommend you get access. Apply here. I'll let you in. This probably will not apply to you guys. You can say, hey, follow me on LinkedIn, whatever, as well. Hey, are you connected with me on LinkedIn? Boom, here's my LinkedIn. And if you have really great content, this is a great place for me to nurture people. So if someone booked a call with me, they're a hot prospect, here's a ton of value. Pop in my Facebook group. They pop in my Facebook group. I have this group of over 3,800 people. I own the group. My picture is on the banner. I'm this big authority in the group. I'm showcasing all my knowledge and all my social proof in the group. It's a really good place. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it, or some of you guys came from there. It's a really good place for them to warm up. So I send them there and I make it look manual. 30 minutes after the previous email. And then email 5, another case study, 32 calls in 40 days, right? 12 days after, so I'm slowing down here a little bit at the end. The last one, 14 days after, slowing down a little more. Profile is super key. I made an 8-minute video about it. Here's the video. Highly recommend you watch. I build an A1 profile for you in LinkedIn League. Okay. Did you guys see what I'm doing here with the hot follow-up sequence? You can set this up in your CRM and in Zapier to where someone is moved to the hot column and it automatically puts them in this sequence here. Does that make sense, guys? Any kind of questions? I'm going to stop sharing my screen here for a quick second. I'll give you guys 15, 20 seconds to ask while I take a drink here. Do you track the success rates for each of the statements? Really good question, Pablo. No. Should I? Yes. Will it make a big difference? No. But should I? Yes. It is not a priority for me right now because me tracking that, I need to track a bunch of other things before I go and track this, right? And also, I know this is good. Like, I've been doing this 13 years. Like, I just know this is really good. Great question. And I do, and in a perfect world, yes, I would be tracking in. I'd be have every single metric, 24.6 reply rate, 12.2% call book rate. Yes, I would do that, but it's just not a priority for me right now. Something so small as well. And I know this is good. So cool. So what? They don't answer it. They go through the sequence. They're still in the follow, they're still in the hot column. Here's what happens, right? At the end of this on Zapier, they're still in the hot column. I find opportunity. I make sure they're still hot, right? They're still in the hot column. If they're still there, I haven't moved them to anywhere else. I move them to follow up. I update my team. What happens is they get moved to follow up, and boom, they get in this new sequence. Okay. And this new sequence is significantly more delayed in terms of the cadence that you're sending, because you want to stay top of mind here. Okay. And if they've gone through all the hot sequence, whatever, for a month, they haven't signed. Okay. Now they're a little bit colder, obviously. So yeah, I move them to follow up. 7-day delay, filters, I get their name, whatever, and boom. Right. Following up on our call. Hey, name, following up on our call we had a bit ago. I don't say yesterday. I don't say a week ago, because this is a bunch of different kinds of prospects are in here from yesterday or from a month ago or from 2 months ago, whatever the case may be. So I leave that open a bit ago. Where's your head at with LinkedIn, right? I'm staying top of mind. I'm checking in. Just had someone hit 27K in month 1, 47% connection request accepted rate, 29% reply rate on the DMs. Ready to help you do the same. Let me know if you want to talk about this. Stay top of mind. 14-day delay. Subject line, up to you. Remember when we talked about predictable client acquisition on LinkedIn for you? How's biz? I'm just checking in. I'm just staying top of mind. You still want to move forward on this? I'm willing to. You can see I use a lot. I'm willing to. I would be down to, rather than I'd love to. Just to show that you're not being needy. I'm willing to jump on another quick call about it. I'm going to be upping price on LinkedIn League soon. I don't have a plan to up the price right now. But yes, I will up it soon, maybe in a month, maybe in a year, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 2 days. Okay, but I just leave this open and I'm ambiguous about it, because I'm not going to be locked into upping the price at a certain date, especially without a plan to do that right now. Pretty booked up next few days, right? Showcasing or conveying my time as scarce, but should have some availability to talk. Completely up to you. These are warm, relatively warm, room temperature to cold prospects. So the less interest they show, the more I make it seem like their idea, and the less I push on them to get on a call. And the more I just try to stay top of mind rather than, hey, let's book another call. So that's where this comes in. 14 days after the last email. Watch this before automating LinkedIn. Okay, this is just pure value. I'm not going to go through this. We're running out of time here. Pure value here. Hit me up here via text if you have any questions, etc. I'm an open book. Okay, social proof here, value, getting specific, exactly what we do here, exactly what's in this video. Hey, I'm available to talk whenever you want. I'm super transparent about everything. I'm an open book. 14 days after the last email. We just got off a call with a client. We consistently book 5 to 10 calls per week with companies doing 1 million plus a year. Here's the exact strategy. Okay, want me to show you how to implement this? Book a call with me here if the timing's right. I have a whole link for follow-ups that I use. And then FYI, LinkedIn League prices increase pretty frequently. You can still lock in current rates if we talk before then. Just urgency there. Why would I take action now? Hey, price is going to increase sometime soon. Oh shit, let me lock in this price before that happens. Giving them another reason to take action now. Okay. Next email. This is like a breakup email. So they went through the hot follow-up drip. They went through the follow-up drip. Okay. Now I'm like, okay, do you want to do this or not? Okay. But I'm not being angry about it in any way. I'm just like, hey, name, should we close this out? Let me know if you still want to. Value proposition. If not, I'll remove you from our system. All good either way. No hard feelings either way. All good either way. I totally understand either way. Make it look like you're not negatively emotionally affected by them not choosing to work with you or reply to you. Cheers and much love. Another piece of doing that. dude, you work with me, you don't work with me. Either way, I want you to be happy. I want you to find love. I want you to be successful. I don't take, I don't take it to heart. It just wasn't a good fit and it was meant to be, and that's perfectly fine. And I hope you're incredibly successful in what you do. That's the kind of frame that you want throughout all your sales conversations, and especially here. All right. I'm crafting my not interested email sequence as well. I'm not done with that. That's something cool we can go over once I'm done with that. I just realized I did not share my screen for the last 5 minutes. Okay. Where did I start not sharing my screen at? You know what I'll do? I will send you guys this in the Slack just because I'm just, mindful of our time here. Boom. You can literally rip this off. I don't care. Like, you can literally rip this off. Obviously put it in your own voice and own tonality and, your own cadence and your own social proof and stuff like that. But I don't care. You can rip off any of my stuff for the most part. Just not like, hey, I'm putting out another product called LinkedIn League or anything like that. Obviously, that's anyways. Yeah, go through that. I just realized I did not show you guys any of this. But that's what you want to do. Okay, in the post cultures. Really key to have these, not super key once we start, but once it's like 3 to 4 weeks in, we're booking calls, boom, 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 fantastic. Let's get you a higher close rate. Let's focus on closing at 30% rather than 20%. And a lot like this is how you're going to do that. Okay, we are running out of time, guys. Man, I want to go through all these with you. Okay, let me do this. Let me open this up for questions. When's our next training? If we have a little bit of time here, I might go through one of the other things. If not, we have our training on Friday, and I will finish this up for you guys. I will close this loop. I still want to go over anyone who's unqualified, right? What email do you send them after that? Okay, and you can automate them. I want to go over my sales call framework. This is super important to have. I want to go over this. I'm going to show you guys my exact sales call framework that's in booking, like closing at 30% for the last few months. Okay, and then on the sales call, I want to go over a few things with you guys, but let's save that. Let me go over questions here. I'm going to first address the ones in the chat. And then if you have any questions right now, put them in the chat. Let's do that instead of you unmuting yourselves. And we'll go from there. Cool. So I apologize about not showing you guys the follow-up drip. I didn't realize I didn't have my screen on, but you guys have access to that in the Slack. So cool. So Jordan said, great tip to help email deliverability with a reply trigger. He is mentioning the first email when someone books a call with me and I ask them to confirm. Yeah, it's great. You ask someone to confirm, they say yes, it helps with email deliverability. That's a good little plus that does. Jordan, really good point. Pavel, how would you handle people repeatedly rescheduling on the day of the event? Wow, great question. Repeatedly, I would let them reschedule twice on the same day. And then the third time they do it, I would set a boundary. And I'd be like, hey, Pavel, notice you keep rescheduling, whatever. I want to talk to you, but I'm super busy. Just want to make sure that you're going to be joining the call this time. Okay. I'm not angry. I'm not mad, but I am setting a firm boundary there. And if they reschedule again, I might just be like, okay, this person's just not serious about what they do. They're not worth my time. And I'm willing to lose out on a client to enforce my boundaries. I'm willing to do that. I care more about my morals and my boundaries and my stress levels and working with fantastic people like you guys than I care about making an extra buck. That's just me. Maybe you don't feel the same way, but in the long run, if you feel that way, you'll be so much happier. Pavel, I love how participative you are. Really great questions here. So how would you differentiate between showing you care and sounding too eager? Dude, this is a great question. It's all about where you are coming from internally. Are you conscious of how you feel of when you DM prospects manually? Are you conscious of how you feel when you write your post-call follow-up drips, your pre-call drips? Are you coming from a place where it's like, man, I want to get them to reply and I want to get them to this and that? Or are you coming from a place of, I want to help this person make the best decision they possibly can? I'm super, super confident that I will help them at the highest level possible, but I want to make sure that they're comfortable and I want them to know that I genuinely care about them. And I'm not going to bring them in if I'm not super confident about helping them. Right. So it's all about where you are internally. And it's good to go inside. And when you're typing these out, either manual DMs or post-call drips, pre-call drips, to know what state you're actually in. If you're coming from eagerness or fear or shame or anger, whatever, or if you're coming from a loving, positive place. Right. And that's why I'm here for you. If you're unsure about something, if you do a post-call drip, hey, am I eager here? Am I needy here? Am I, whatever? Send that my way and I'll review that and I'll help you figure it out because it may not be obvious to you when you're just starting. And what you want to do, the more interest they show, we went over this, the more you can push for a call and the more you can just take control, be like, here, let's do this. Here's the calendar link, book a call with me. We'll chat soon. The less interest they show, the more you're like, it's completely up to you. I totally understand either way. Totally fine. If we end up working together, great. If not, that's totally fine with me. Right. If they're a 3, 4, 5 out of 10 in interest, the more I supplement with that, better word there. The higher they are in interest, the more I don't do that. The more I just take control and I'm like, hey, book this call with me, obviously in the DMs, but you could see there's a tangible difference between the hot follow-up drips and the warm or cold follow-up drips in like my tonality there with how I do that. Like there's a tangible difference in there and you could feel free to pop up the Google Doc and take a look for yourself after the call whenever you want. Cool. Guys, any other questions? We don't have any in the chat, so if you have something, feel free to unmute yourselves. We have a couple minutes left here, and then I got to run. Niels, any question, man? This is your first live training, man. How was it?
Yep, I really enjoyed the live training. Very nice. Also you got some really unique material, I have to say, some things I haven't heard anywhere else. Especially what I really liked, since I write a lot of copy, is coming from a place of, be aware of your inner state when you actually write for yourself,
1,000%. Dude, I love to hear that, man. I just, I'm here to serve you guys and I'm here to make it the most valuable thing, you've ever consumed, hopefully, and just go out and like get those clients on LinkedIn together. And, that's why I'm here. So I love hearing things like that. And I really appreciate that. Niels, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot.
So yeah, I actually wrote a question also in the chat. So you run all your drips from Zapier?
I didn't see the question on the chat, so maybe you sent it.
Okay. Should
All right, Mo. See you later, Mo.
I sent it
To the AI.
I see. I made a mistake.
I don't know if they're going to respond to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to just ask your question.
You run all your drips from Zapier?
That's right. So I connect Gmail to my Zapier and I run all the drips off there. I've also seen people run it off like ActiveCampaign or ConvertKit or something like that. But for me, Gmail feels more human. If it's like, hey, here's the drip and unsubscribe and all this, and also it doesn't give them the option to unsubscribe.
I got so this what, because then it comes from a personal email. That's basically what I mean.
Yes. And it's formatted really well. So I love just like, dude, for me, I'm a really competent guy and I try to like portray that I actually don't try to portray that. I just am, and that's what shows up. But all you guys are very competent as well. And it's important to show people that, like, Ty at LinkedIn League, like, it looks nice. It looks formatted. It looks good, right? The spacing on this looks good. It's not super long lines. It's easy to read. using numbers, and it's skimmable, and it's a mix of being human and remaining highly competent and high status. So just the way you talk, the way you type, like really, really matters. Everything's aligned, right? It's not just, oh, my profile is going to book me calls. That's it. Like, no, your profile and your content and your DMs and your sales process and how you jump on a call with someone and your follow-up trips. Like, it's all aligned, and it's important to convey yourself in that highly competent but human way throughout the whole process. Make sense, News? Answer your question? Fantastic. Amazing, amazing. Let me see if there's any. Jordan, what's up? Raising your hand here.
Dude, great training. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Glad to have you in here.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Just a quick question. So I saw the post call drips shared in the Slack channel there. Are you dropping the main masterclass doc as well, or are you kind of parking some of that for future training?
I'll drop that.
My man.
I'll drop that.
That's all I got. Good one, Ty. Thank you.
Perfect. Give me just. And remember, we're going to go over more of this next Friday. We don't have anything Tuesday. We have the Q&As once every 2 weeks on Tuesdays. Every Friday, there's a training. Today, obviously. That's going to be really good as well. But just literally, if you have the time today, go in, get at least your pre-call drip done. At least your pre-call drip done. At least your Calendly optimized. If it's not there, these will have a huge tangible effect on your close rate. And I don't want you to book calls and not sign clients. A reply that you got as a DM, right? A DM reply and a book call are completely irrelevant and useless if they don't translate into clients predictably. Okay, that's why we frame ourselves properly in the DM process and your profile and content to where a reply actually means something. It predictably, you can take a reply and book a call with it. And also in your sales process, you want to predictably be able to book the calls, or the calls that you book, you want to predictably be able to turn into clients, or else why are we even doing this? I don't want you to book 100 calls and close 2 clients. Okay. I want you to close at a very high rate. And that's also where module 4 of LinkedIn Kingpin comes in. Like, I went through that module. I went from 13 to 30% close rate, changed my life. I applied everything in there. I literally just applied everything in there. And I would highly recommend you guys, if you didn't go in there yet, to check it out. Amazing, amazing. Jordan, Adam, Niels, Sarah, who am I missing? Mo, Pavel. Thank you guys. Had an amazing session. Let's be in Slack. Have a great weekend. In the meantime, hit me up whenever you need me. I'm here. And I will see you guys on the training next Friday.
Thank you.
Right. Absolutely. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.